What's going on, guys? EMAN here, and welcome to this FaMniversary for review show. Now I know it's been out for like what day. I know I'm a bit late for the review. Now most of you already know the result, but if you click on this review, you just wanna get my opinion and my thoughts on the show. So yeah, let's before we start the show, I gotta say it was a great show. For FAM, it was an awesome show, I should say, and they really did good work on this show, on the biggest show for them. So yeah, they had just a couple of things that I wasn't too happy with, but overall the show was amazing. It was good. So I gotta give it to them. They did an excellent job. But the commentary on the show was sometimes a bit not up to bar, especially Norm. Norm was just it was if there was anything bad on the show, Norm was one of the things I didn't like about the show. Norm on the commentary table, he was just saying random stuff, and then most of the time doesn't talk, and he says these things that is not even. He just keeps repeating himself in most of the matches. Just says the same thing. It's not really progressing the match and building the match forward. Then Romy on the commentary table was sometimes overdoing the reaction to the match, overhyping it, But he was good. He was alright in commentary. Overall, Rom was decent. It was decent on the commentary table, but Norm, he really disappointed me. I really thought he was one of the up and coming commentators out there. People were hyping him up so much. So I really thought he was gonna do great, but he really disappointed me. But with that aside, let's just jump straight to the show. And let's review the show. As I said, it was an awesome show. Amazing. Especially at the end, there was a twist. It just caught me off guard there. And I just I'm excited to find out what's happening next then. What's gonna happen after that. So let's get into the first match of the show. So the show kicks off with a tag team turmoil match. Of course, so we had a surprise team in the match. Of course, the match was originally announced to be like a fatal a 4-man team match. Of course, it was the Brickman against it was the Brickman that picks up the win against the Resurgent. I think Skill Foundation, and what was the last team? It's Brickman, Skill Foundation, Resurgent. There was a team there. There was a team that, and there was but the winners were the Brickman. They had the community creation manager there, and also the competition reviewer there also. They did some pretty cool stuff, but at the end, they got eliminated quickly. So that was pretty good. And then, but at the end, it was the Brickman taking on Resurgent or the Skill Foundation, who lost it there. It was let me just check. So it's the Skull Foundation, Resurgent, Boitman, and the Mafia. That was it. The Mafia. So at the end, it was there was a new champion crown in the Boitman. As I said, I think the Resurgent were the last person, the last team in with the Boitman. At the end, they had a pretty cool spot there. They had I think one of the Resurgent member just sacrificed himself. It was really cool to see. They did all they can, and then at the end, one of the guy was trying to perhaps was protecting his attacking partner, but it wasn't enough. The Boitman was had enough to go on for the win. They had a pretty cool spot at the end. As I said, it was a decent opening match for the show. And then we move on to the ladder match for a contract in FAM. So you had Lance Frisco taking on Darren Dasley. Of course, this match was I wasn't really excited for this match because they had a couple of matches before that, the different pay-per-views. This match I wasn't really into this match, but the match turned out to be pretty cool, you know. But the thing in this match was they had some good spot in the match, but then the thing is, in the spots, like Darren keeps like getting up too quickly in the different spots that they were doing in the match, like high stakes spot that usually people just stay down for a bit more, but he was getting up too quickly. And also Lance also was getting up too quickly in certain spots. That's my one problem in that match. The stars were getting up too quickly in the different spot. I think it will sell the match a bit more if they were staying a bit down. I mean, that's not my opinion. I don't really if you don't agree with me, that's your opinion. So that's, in my opinion, they were getting up too quickly, you know. But that was the one negative for me for that match, which Lance Frisco won that match, which was pretty alright to see. I guess he deserved a win to sort of end the rivalry. I guess I think that's the end of the rivalry. I'm thinking it should be the end. I mean, he got the contract already, so. But then there was a. You know what? Let's just get to the next match. Okay, so the next match was the triple threat match. So it was Sanders versus Andy Battle versus Killswitch. Of course, they were part of the I think, what was it? The wait a minute, one sec. They were part of the Straight Edge Society. Of course, Andy Battle was the leader of that. So they had a pretty cool triple threat match. They told a good story. It was Andy Battle with the win. Was just staying with the win to just reinstate the fact that he was the leader and he's still the leader, and he deserved the win there because I think it didn't really make sense that the other two got the win. So yeah, the match told a good story and good moves, good spots in different places. I mean, the match started off with like Killswitch and Sanders attacking Andy Battle for the start of the match. I They were like working as a team for that match. They had, of course, turned on each other. Then the match really hit up there. And then Andy Battle hitting the GTS for the win. And then we moved on to the Hardcore Championship match, which Pandorino taking on Roberto. Of course, Roberto as the champion. But this match was crazy. Because Pandorino, he's a crazy MF. That's what I'm gonna say. He's crazy as he was doing all this shit. Oh my god. And of course, let me just say, Norm's comment in this match game really didn't help. It didn't really help in that match. And I quote, as Roberto was coming out, this is what he said. He said, "That man right there, he's a big man." Like, we can all see that, right? Like, you don't need to say it again. We can see that. Say something that's good about that he does. I mean, he's big. That's nothing. So what? He's big. Norm needs to really get his commentary game up there. Like in certain matches, it wasn't really up to that. But back to the match. The match was crazy, and it had a twist at the end. Of course, I thought Roberto was gonna win this match, but it turned out that Pandorino wins the match with a crazy dive off the Tantron. It was so crazy, and then he picked up the win on the stage. It was, oh my god, he was just up there for like a long time, just thinking about it. Should I jump? Thinking about it. He was crazy enough to jump. He could have killed himself out there, but he managed to pick up the win. And at the end, Darren Dastardly coming out and taking advantage of the 24-hour stipulation for that match, and then he ended up picking up the win. I didn't really get that, because he doesn't have a contract with FAM. I don't know why he's out there. Like, why didn't anyone stop him? Because he lost the match. He lost wait a minute. He lost the second match against Lance Frisco, and he came out, and then he's now the Hardcore Championship champion, which I don't really understand that. But nonetheless, it was a twist at the end. I didn't expect that. Good finish to the match between Pandorino and Alberto with a massive dive there, and then the twist at the end, which was pretty cool to see, but really a bit confusing. Nonetheless, we move on to the fifth match of the card, which was Anonymous taking on Element Games. Of course, this is just your typical big man fight, big man match, a good match, good big man moves. Of course, Element was the bigger of the two. Of course, mostly dominating the match with his moves, but Anonymous somehow manages to beat him and become the global champion, which was of course, Anonymous was the YouTuber Slayer, which was pretty cool to see and amazing. So a good win for Anonymous. It was a decent fight, a good again, good spots in certain places, good overall, an okay match to see. So that was that match. Then we move on to the Cyber Fam Championship match, which Darren taking on Sean Nova. This match, I was really expecting a really big fight, a big fight field, because for Darren, the the right hand man of Renick. And then Nova I was expecting Nova to put on a show, because in past years he was when he was in the match he was always hyping himself up. He was pretty he's good in the ring, but the thing is he just talks a lot, and I was expecting to back up his word, and he did, but it was a really short match. He was I gotta say a bit disappointing to not see a long match between these two. But Sean Nova picking up the win against Darren to become the new Cyberfame champion. It was, of course, a Cyberfame championship, so the fans had to vote which match they will see, because it turned out to be a 2 out of 3 match for. Of course, the first match was the first blood match, and Sean Nova win that like what in 10 seconds. Just of course, Darren took the turnbuckle off the exposed steel. He was gonna hit Sean Nova's head on it, but Sean Nova reversed it. Then Sean Nova hits his head on it, and it started bleeding. That was the first match, which was pretty 10-second match. There's nothing to say about that match. Just a quick win there for Nova. Then the second match was the submission match, and which Nova quickly locked in the submission after the first match ended, and then Darren taps out, and there you have the match. Quick 30-second or so, 20-second match. I mean, you can't really judge the match. It was so quick. So there's nothing really. It was a surprise to see the finish like that. It's just there, there's nothing, you can't judge the match. It was so quick. But it's pretty cool to see a new champion, and of course a blood in a match. And that was the match. So Sean Nova, the new Cyberfame champion, and at the end you saw the fans were singing goodbye to what's that, Darren, laughing at him. And of course you got to laugh at him. That was a shitty match for him. You got destroyed in what, in 20 seconds. Anyway, let's move on to the 7th match. This show had a lot of matches, man. It was crazy, just match after match. There were pretty good matches too, but that match, I don't know what to say about that, because it was so quick. But it doesn't matter. The 7th match was Guns versus Alfonso, and this match, I gotta give it to Alfonso. He did pretty good in this match. He was pretty smart, and Guns, I gotta say, Guns is pretty dumb, mate. He went for his finish, the spear, and he ended up losing the match. Well, what a dummy. He got beat by his own move, right? And he went for the spear, but there was a chair. I think Alfonso brought the chair in the ring, and Guns reversed it, and then he hit him with some move on the chair. Then he went for the spear. He went for the spear, and then somehow Alfonso got the chair under him. So when Guns hit the spear, his head smacked against the chair. Then he was knocked out. That was it. He was knocked out, and Alfonso got the pin. Really, like, if you're gonna lose, I mean, he beat him fair and square. Like, he can't, Guns can't say anything about it. I mean, he outsmarted Guns. I mean, which was, he really stepped up his game, Rapunzel. I thought he was gonna get destroyed. That's what I thought before the match. I thought Guns is just gonna destroy him, but he really proved himself and he really did good in this match. So that was that match. And then we'll move on to the 8th match of the card of the show, which was the Diamond Championship match. Of course, you have Jin taking on Raquel, taking on Eve in a triple threat match for the Diamond Championship, which surprisingly Jin won. I didn't even expect that. I thought Raquel was going to retain her championship, but Jin had the most impressive moments of the matches, like diving just on both Eve and Raquel. Of course, Raquel expect to get some moments in the match. She showed her dominance too also, but Eve was also, did some pretty cool stuff. But at the end, Jin hits the Jin Shasha on, I think, Raquel to get the pin, and that was the end. No, it wasn't Raquel, it was Eve. Jin hits her finisher on Eve to get the win, the 1-2-3. A good finish to that match, a decent match. And then we'll move on to one of the best matches of the show. I think there was a couple of amazing matches, like over the top matches, 6-star matches. This was one of them. It was the I Quit match. It was 2TM taking on BH. Now this match, right? I mean, it had a good start, but you can see that both men hated each other at the start. They were going at it in a crazy start, fighting, BH diving and hitting 2TM with the diving crossbody at the outside. Of course, the finish was, I think BH got knocked out. He got knocked completely out, and the referee was going to stop the match. I don't know why, because this is an I Quit match. The referee was going to stop the match, but then 2TM said no, I want him to say I quit. So he punched the referee. I think he did a move on the ref, and then the referee was out, and then he went towards BH and just punched him in the face, and then Eve came out, but then 2TM went to wanted to do something to Eve. I don't know. He was going to do something to Eve, but then BH got up and got 2TM in the ring, and then made him say I quit. So BH won that match. A good finish at the end there. Had a good heel moment for 2TM. Was going to attack Eve, but then a hero moment for BH, protecting Eve, and then showing his dominance over 2TM, and he made that match. I think BH busted 2TM's E. He was bleeding from the E's, and he locked in the submission. I don't know what submission it was. He locked in the submission and made 2TM say I quit. I mean, good finishing, amazing match, good storytelling, and that was a good 6-star match, I should say. Actually, yeah, 6-star match. I want to give it, because it told its story in that match, and decent. It was a great start. picked up, slowed down a bit, and then picked up again. But it was an amazing match. Then we moved on to the 7-on-7 match. So Team Kushney taking on Team Gore and Perkins. This match was one of my least favorite match of the card. I mean, 7-on-7, it was pretty quick elimination for both teams. So it was a big show off, starting off against Brendan Collins, and at the end it was Gore and Perkins picking up the win against Team Kushney. It wasn't my favorite match, but it was an okay match, I guess, to watch, a fun match. I wasn't really into this match. But then the next match was the World Heavyweight Championship match. It was Cameron Bash taking on Nick Virtue. Again, throughout the whole show so far, like Norm, especially in this match, was killing for me. He was just saying random shit out of nowhere. Like at times it just looks like he wasn't even watching the match. He was just saying random stuff. That's the way it was to me. But this match started off really slow for me. I mean, to me it was a boring match at the start. I'm just gonna say at the start it was a bit. They were doing pretty cool moves at the start, but it was a bit slow and boring, and I wasn't really into the start. But then it really picked up in the middle of the match. Then they started doing high impact moves, doing different spots and stuff like that. It was pretty cool then to see different moves. You saw Nick Virtue diving, taking the ladder in the ring and diving up the ladder to the outside of the table, but he misses. That was a pretty cool spot to see. Of course, that was a reference to the match they had before, 4 years ago, the Bury the Hatchet match, which was I think in that match he actually hit the move, but this match he missed. Cameron Bash moved out of the way. Then that was a pretty cool spot to see. But at the end, it was Bash with the win, with the 1, 2, 3, with his Bash bottom. You know what? This match reminded me of what Shawn Michaels taking on, like what? You know what Bash reminded me of? Bash reminded me of who? CM Punk. That's what Bash reminded me of. CM Punk, right? Of course, Nick Virtue reminds me of Shawn Michaels, the Black Shawn Michaels there. So Bash with the win, with the 1, 2, 3 with his Bash bottom. Was at the end he saw the fans thanking Nick Virtue for his effort. He did great. He put up all he can. I mean, he's the really showstopper. He put on an amazing show. It was crazy. He was good in this match. He really showed his skills, but he didn't get the win, which was pretty sad to see. I mean, Bash with the win. Nick Virtue was thanked by the fans. I think it was at one point he was crying. I'm pretty sure there was tears in his eyes, or his face paint started dripping down. And then he just went off. He thanked the fan. I mean, it was a pretty cool moment to see. Thanking the fans, the fans thanking him for putting on a good show. But it wasn't his night. I mean, it raised a lot of eyebrows, but it wasn't his night at FaMniversary. But then the main event was the career versus the leadership match. And this wasn't anything goes match, no DQ, no, just a pinfall. That's the 4 you can win with. No submission, no DQs. So it was Lumbuster taking on his brother Renick. Like this match, I predicted Rom is gonna win because of course this is the I think 3rd time they're fighting. So I predicted Rom is gonna get this win. He really proved himself today. He was doing all this crazy shit, but at the start it was amazing. So Renick threw to the outside, through the table, to the announce table. It was crazy. I believe Rom was knocked out for like 30 seconds, for 10 seconds at least. But then he got back up and got in the ring. I mean, Renick was dominating most of the match, of course, as you expect from Renick to dominate. But Rom was hitting some pretty cool moves too. So, a good story in the ring, good storytelling, good. I mean, the build to this match was pretty good too. But in the I just want to go back in the Nick Virtue match. That build was amazing. I mean, at the start of the match, it wasn't really. The build for the match was crazy. I thought it was going to be, the start of the match was going to be crazier, but the start of the match started off slow. Nonetheless, it picked up, so which was pretty amazing to see. Anyway, back to this match. This was a crazy match, but at the end, Rom somehow manages to get the win. I did predict it there, and then he did it. But again, he got the win. He was so beat up, he passed out after getting the win. I think it was he just drained his energy. It was out. Then Renick just kept looking at him, staring at him crazily, And then there's a twist at the end. Then I think all of the outsider just attacked FAM members. There was the Britman. There was work. There was a twist. It's hard to explain. This is it. This is the twist, right? Cameron Bash turned heel, right? He got his own team to take over FAM. So he got the Britman, which at the early start of the show they won. They won their match. They won the tag team match, and they became the tag team champion. Then who else? Then he got Gene. Gene was part of Bash's crew. Then he also got Darren Desley, which Darren Desley actually he won the hardcore championship. And then he got Anonymous as part of his crew too. So he was building his crew behind closed door, and then he finally showed up, and then the crew just beat up FM members. At the end, he got I think Rufanzo. I think he got Rufanzo. I think I'm pretty sure. So really, right now I think it's FM taking on AWOL. That's the name of Bash's school, AWOL. So that was a pretty amazing twist at the end there. I didn't even expect that. Bash is now the heel. I really thought Bash was crazy. He planned all this. I mean, if that plan failed because he expected every member of his crew to get a championship, what if his plan had failed? What was he gonna do then? What if none of the members that he added to his school, like he didn't win any championship. He really had to depend on them to actually get the job done and on himself and to win the championship too. So that was really just he trusted his members to get the job done, and they came true for him. So that was pretty cool to see the twist at the end. And so what's gonna happen now? Like, is gonna be like what FM taking on AWOL at the next pay-per-view, which is Cyber Fam Day. I can't wait to see what happens next then for Rumbuster, BH, 2TM, all of these guys, Sean Nova, Nick Virtue. What's gonna happen to those guys? Like, do they all get together? I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see that. They all get together, form a plan to attack, to get back at AWOL. I mean, we're gonna see that. We're gonna see what happens between the two teams. But again, the show was amazing in most part. They had a few, in my opinion, the commentary tonight at the show was, Romeo did okay as usual. He calls the match, and then of course Norm is the heel commentator. But I really expected more from him tonight. But it didn't really live up to his expectation for me. I mean, but anyway, that was the show. Amazing show. I'm gonna give it I would say a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 star. 9 out of 10. So that's my rating of the show. A 9 out of 10 star. Amazing show. Good build, good matches, good spots, and good storytelling. So thanks again for watching. Thank guys. It's been EMAN, and this has been the FaMniversary 4 review. Thank you guys, and see you guys next time.